I'm so happy to be here. This is the final night of our whirlwind 3-venue tour of Winnipeg, Manitoba. And all I can say is, if you know anybody that works for the Winnipeg Folk Festival, tell them that you saw me and that I was really fucking good.
I'm sure coming this year.
See?
Yeah. McMurtry's here.
McMurtry. I'm sorry, I meant McMurtry. No, look, you have to understand. I've played with James McMurtry every Wednesday night that we're both in town for the last 7 years. And like the first year, I went to his girlfriend, who I know pretty well, and went, "Kelly, why didn't James like me?" And she goes, "What do you mean?"
He loves you.
And I said, "He's like spoken maybe 100 words to me in the whole year." And she goes, 100? I do this friend show where I like get a musician friend and we sit down and trade songs and stories. And I had him up there and talk about, I love an awkward silence, but I'm all for the awkward silence. I'll just sit there and let the audience squirm. I'm fine with it. But James even pushed it for me. And Kelly told me, the way to get him talking is ask him about fishing. So we're playing songs, and then I turn to him and I go, "Hey James, what about the Rio Grande perch?" And he goes, "Really? The Rio Grande perch is a prehistoric fish. I don't know if you know that. It's a cyclid. And apparently in the great flood of the Permian Basin, some of them spilled over into the..." And all of a sudden it was like, "Fuck, shut up." So like I said, McMurtry! Hey! Tell him I said hello.
We will.
I do love James. We're not gonna do that. Let's do. Okay, so everybody pause and seriously close your eyes. And I want you to remember the very first time that your heart got broken. Fuck yeah. See, nobody in this room went, "Aw." Because anybody that goes, "Aw," never really had their heart broken. They're not really thinking about it, because when your heart's really been broken, there's no sound for it really, and it just got real quiet in here. So this song I wrote for my oldest boy, Roy. He had his heart broke for the first time when he was 15. And her name was Ivy. Fuck. Like nobody saw that one coming. Ivy! Oh, I'm sure she's nice. So, because he grew up with his mother, he was in San Francisco at the time, and I'm talking to him long distance, and I'm a half-assed dad at best, and I know he and I share, unfortunately, the same sense of humor, so I think I'll make him laugh about it at the very least. And we're talking, and he goes, "Yeah, it feels like something's leaking in my chest." And I was like, "Ow, well it is. It's your heart. Your heart was broken. But Roy, it's going to happen again." And again, and again, and again, and again. At this point, my wife Gretchen is like flying across the room going, "Give me your phone, give me your phone!" And I'm like, I've got it. I go, "But see, Roy, here's what happens, is eventually your heart will have been broken so many times that there will not be one single piece of your heart left that's big enough to break. And then it's just a bag of pink dust in your chest. And real love can begin." Okay. And there's like this super long pause on the other end. And he goes, Dad? I go, yes, son. He goes, you do know you're the worst father in the world, right? And I'm like, yes, son. I do know that. So then I went and I wrote him this song. A line of grackles takes off in a string. Grackle is the only bird that yells instead of sings. The filthy little pigeons, one by one, all take wing. When even the street birds know it's time to go. Standing on the bridge, Riverside and First. Sunsets can be the best, they can be the worst. Sunlight dying, but not without a fight. Watch today turn into tonight. It's gonna have to be alright. Said I love you and I meant no matter what. Said I love you, looks like one of us forgot. Said I love you, is this all we got? But baby, I still love you, whether you love me or not. Said I love you and I meant no matter what. Said I love you, looks like one of us forgot.